Please give a Rockstar welcome to Mr. Marc Feinberg.
What's going on, Craig? Who's feeling like a tiger today? Craig, hold on. I met you 5 years ago at a James Malinchek event. And I was so excited to see you about a year and a half ago. You were on stage at Superstar Speaker Training.
Yes.
And you were offering your boot camp.
I did that.
And I bought it.
Yes, you did.
I said, I'm coming to VIP boot camp last March. And I got home in Florida, and you sent me all of the books and the CDs and the workbooks.
Right.
And I put a note in the box, and I said, I want a refund. This stuff sucks. And I sent it back to you. And I get messaged on Facebook. Is this the same Marc Feinberg that was so happy to see me and took pictures with me and wanted to come to my boot camp and serve my community? Yep. What are you doing, man? Sending me back all my stuff. I say, Craig, your stuff is awesome. I love you. I'm excited to come to boot camp. Well, why'd you send it all back? I said, because when you were on stage at Superstar Speaker Training, you said if you wanted to be a rock star in your industry, you needed to stand out. And I thought, well, if I just send it all back to you and told you it was horrible, I would stand out and you and I could go deeper in a more intimate relationship.
Oh, man, that is awesome. I forgot about that.
And
I remember names.
I know. This has been the best year of my life.
Oh, good.
And I want to say thank you. You're an amazing leader. You're an amazing coach. You're an amazing mentor. And you're a great friend. And look what you've done here in this community. And let's give it up for Craig and Marc!
Thank you, Marc. That's funny.
So if anything you take away from this week, it's stand out. Do something to stand out and take a risk. By a show of hands, who are the new boot campers in the house? Leave your hands up. And I want everybody in our group to look around and acknowledge these guys and give them a round of applause. We're glad you're here. Welcome, newbie boot campers and bootleggers. Yes. I was on this stage in September, and if you weren't here, or if you knew here this week, I taught three principles to brand success and creating a lifestyle business. So I'll just review them real quick for those of you that don't remember this. But the Rockstar success formula that I created back in September was positioning plus enrollment plus automation equals massive success and a lifestyle business. Positioning being that you are out in the open where we can find you, where we can connect with you, where we can understand what you have to offer and buy your goods and services. Online, offline, it doesn't matter. You must be positioned for your prospects to find you. Enrollment being my favorite, you must become an expert enroller. Without being an expert enroller, you could bring in all the leads you want, and no prospect converts into a client. Now here's the key. Stop selling what you have and start enrolling your prospect in a bigger, brighter future for their life that they can't get anywhere else better than getting it from you directly, because you're the best opportunity they have to get served. And when you connect with prospects in that way, enrolling them in their bigger, brighter future, you can discern what you need to offer them, how you need to serve them, and how to create that relationship. Automation makes it fun. Automation creates the lifestyle that we all want. Automation means that you're sleeping and you're making money. Money's coming into your bank account. Automation can mean that you are remotely working from anywhere in the world. and everything is handled. Just this past 18 months, I was in Hawaii, at the top of the volcano in Haleakala, 10,023 feet above sea level. I was in Costa Rica, in the rainforest, seeing some of the most incredible animals in the rainforest. The most poisonous snakes, the pompet viper, wild bats and wild boar, and monkeys hanging everywhere. Fascinating. I stayed in a resort called Tabacan. There was these hot springs, 8 different hot springs coming into the resort. I was in a dining room with a glass window looking over all of downtown Paris and the Eiffel Tower having dinner. And I was in Venice waking up to prosciutto and salami and Italian cheeses for breakfast. In the Palazzetto Pisani on the Grand Canal where there's no cars, and if you want to travel around town, you've got to take a boat, a gondola, or a water taxi. Yeah, baby. So, whether you're brand new and wanting to start a business, whether you have been here and you've started a business a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whether you're around for 5, 10, 20, 30 years as an entrepreneur, stay tuned because this message, Brand Resurrection, is all about each one of you, no matter what stage you are, building your business as an entrepreneur. And as a thought leader and an entrepreneur for 35 years, I'm going to share with you today my very best thought for you and the 5 keys to brand resurrection. Sound good? Yes? I want you to say these 2 words with me. My story. One more time. My story. My thought for today, after 51 years of life, is this. Your story is your brand. Your story is your brand. Yes, your story is your brand. And before we get to the 5 keys to brand resurrection, I want to take you back to 1978. I was the captain of my middle school basketball team. My nickname was the Jewish Flash. We were 2 wins and 12 losses. This is not a story about my leadership, okay? Hold on. 2 wins, 12 losses. We were snowed out 7 games, and the school board decides we're going to push all the teams into the playoffs. So everybody made the playoffs. We're in last place, and we're playing the first place team in the first round. They're undefeated 2 years in a row. They're the defending champions. And with 2 seconds to go, my buddy Alan Wexler puts up a layup, and we win. We go on to the next round, we win that round, we go on to the next round, we win that round, we go on to the next round, we win that round. And now we're playing for the championship in 1978 for middle school basketball, upstate New York. And as the clock strikes 3, 2, 1, Haverstraw Middle School and the Jewish Flash are the basketball champions. My friends are coming out from the stands onto the court and high-fiving me and chest bumping me and fist bumping me. Teachers were running on the courts telling me how great I was. The same teacher that had me in detention the day before was telling me that she loved me. Following year, I go out for high school basketball. I show up for my freshman high school basketball tryouts, and I got cut. And on the same day that I was getting cut in New York from freshman high school basketball, there's another fellow over there at Laney High School in North Carolina getting cut from his varsity basketball team. Michael Jordan. 2 young men have a very similar experience, yet 2 totally different outcomes. I became a rock star. The Jewish flash decides, that's it. I'm never playing basketball again. And Michael Jordan decides, fun fact, the first athlete to ever create $1 billion in personal net worth. $1 billion. Is that worth celebrating? $1 billion as an entrepreneur and an athlete. Amazing. Amazing. And for 25 years, I spent 25 years of my life being a victim. No, it didn't start by getting cut from freshman basketball. It started way before that. But for 25 years of my life, I played the blame game. And I blamed everybody for the outcomes of my life. Could I change any of the experiences that I had in my past? No. But what I have the power to change, and what we have the power to change, is what those experiences mean. We can change those meanings and those standards so that they empower us, so that they serve us, so that they edify us and encourage us and lift us, so that those very same experiences in the past, when embraced and used in our life today, can be the greatest asset and the greatest building blocks that we ever have to create our brands, to build our businesses, and to have the life that we say that we want to have. So I'm going to go through the 5 keys to brand resurrection. And what do you say we play the alphabet game again? Yeah? Was that fun? Yeah? In honor of Glenn, I mean, what an amazing leader, servant leader he is. So good to see him at every boot camp. And we're going to play the alphabet game with the word brand. Let's start with the letter B. The acronym for brand, the letter B, is for believe. I must believe in my journey. I must believe in my story. I must believe that the life experiences that I have are valuable enough to unpack for the rest of humanity, that I can make a difference that only I can make. And that my brand and my company and my coaching and the stand that I take for my clients is a stand that only Marc Feinberg can take, and a stand that only you can take in your brands and in your life and in the circle of influence that you have. I just recently started working with a professional golfer this year. Tiger does well, doesn't need my help.
Hello everyone, my name is Robert Carlson. I'm a professional golfer. I'm playing on the European Tour currently. I've played a couple of years on the PGA Tour. Best merits, I won the one list in Europe 2008, and also part of the winning team beating America in the Ryder Cup 2006, and sorry about that by the way, and played the Ryder Cup 2008 as well. I've started working with Coach Marc about a month ago, and I feel already that I'm getting a good roadmap coming back to my best golf, and really enjoying life again in a new way. So I hope you all have a great couple of days with Coach Marc. Looking forward to see you again, Marc. Have a good weekend.
Robert Carlson was the Swedish Athlete of the Year in 2008. He won the Order of Merit, golf's most prestigious award. How does a guy like that stop believing in who he is? Each one of us, no matter what we've done, where we come from, or what's happening in our life, are challenged to grow. We're challenged to transform. We're challenged to get better and go to the next level. So the last few years, Robert stopped believing in his game. He stopped believing in his life. He stopped believing in the champion that is within him. And we started working this year. And if you want to follow him, this is going to be one of the greatest comebacks in golfing history. His last name, Carlson, K-A-R-L-S-S-O-N. So robertcarlson.com. And you can follow him on the PGA Tour. The second letter in the word brand is R, and it stands for reset. Reset, just like I shared, was what I needed to do at 30 years old to change my belief systems, to change the meanings of my life, to change the experiences of my life's meanings to ones that would serve my life today, so that I could go out and serve humanity, so that I could believe in my life and believe that my story was worth it. Resetting those standards, you have the absolute power to reset those standards. So if there's anything that you leave here today with, remember that if you don't like the meaning of an experience that you've had in the past, change it. You have the power to do so. I started working with this fella. Shannon won his first heavyweight title against George Foreman. And he turned 40 years old, and he kind of quit on himself 3 years ago, and he wasn't believing in his career anymore, didn't know what to do, got a little bit depressed, was hanging out, gained 150 pounds. We went to the fights. He caught a fever to get back in the ring. We worked on his mind game and his mental toughness and believing in his dreams again as a heavyweight champion. He lost all his weight. He's in better shape than he's ever been in his entire life. He's in London now. He's getting ready to fight for his third title sometime in 2016. And he's having the most fun he's ever had in his career because he reset the meanings of his life and he reset the meanings of what the media and the people in his life were telling him. Those experiences no longer haunt him. Those experiences no longer hold him back. And he's once again the champion that he's always been. The letter A in the word brand is for attitude. Everybody say attitude. Attitude of gratitude. It's so difficult to get upset when I'm grateful. Anybody ever find that? That when you're feeling grateful and you've got the right lens, it's almost nearly impossible to get upset. Have an attitude of gratitude. See things through a lens that is going to create gratitude in your life. I have a good friend, another boxer. I ended up with all these boxers. Listen, I wanted a box when I was a kid, and in my first fight, I threw a punch, and I dislocated my arm, and I never got in the ring again. Kind of like the whole basketball thing. So I just stay away from sports completely now. And I ended up with Evander Holyfield, and he introduced me to some of his friends, and Henry Tillman and I are really good friends today. Henry came and had breakfast with me last year at the Rockstar event, and we went to Cheesecake Factory last night. We were talking about all the success he's having this year. Henry is a 1984 Olympic gold medalist. He won the heavyweight division in 1984, and he had to beat Mike Tyson not once but 2 times in the Golden Gloves to go on and represent America in the Olympics in 1984, and he did that. But he never won a heavyweight title. So the last couple of years, we've been working on his purpose. We've been working on him pouring out all this love and all the support and all of his experience and all of his gifts and all of the life that he's lived into other fighters. And 2 months ago, his fighter, 2 months ago, his fighter, Prince Charles, won the heavyweight title in the IBF division at the Barclays Center in New Jersey. Henry won his first heavyweight title in professional boxing. Isn't that cool? Yeah, because he had an attitude of gratitude and decided he was going to push all of his love and support into fighters. Pretty cool. The letter N stands for now. Some of you today were faced with a decision to join our mastermind group and to collaborate with us ongoing, to co-labor with us, and to do great things ongoing in a relationship here with Craig as a mentor and as a coach and a friend. And some of you said yes, and I say congratulations, and some of you are still thinking about that decision. And a lot of times, as entrepreneurs, what we do is we think about the return on our investment, and is it going to be worth it, and is it going to work out for us? Yes? Well, I want you to think about this. Instead of the ROI, I want you to think about the cost of inaction, the COI. What is it going to cost you if you don't take action and say yes to your life? What is it going to cost you? What is the gap from where you are right now to where you want to go this year in your personal development and in your professional development? What's the gap? And what is it going to cost you if you don't get there? For some of us, it may cost us the lifestyle business that we really want. For some of us, it may cost us $50,000 or $100,000 if we don't finally break the lid off of our income and get to where we're going. So I'm thankful, Craig, that I said yes when you were at Superstar Speaker Training, because this has been an unprecedented year. I'm working with a global leader. We're launching an app come the end of the spring to touch lives all over the world. He's already touched 1.5 billion lives all over the world, and I get to be a part of that and work with people that are so cool. So this year, because I said yes, and I have leadership here, and I have a community, you guys and girls, women, professionals, are so cool to be around and to collaborate with and to go through life with and to be connected to, because I could never, ever, ever figure this out on my own. So start saying yes to your life, and start saying yes because you know it's the right thing to do. You've been saying no to your life for so many years. And I'm not just talking about joining Mastermind. I'm talking about when the universe brings you opportunity. When the universe brings you opportunity because you've asked the universe to bring that opportunity to you, take it. Embrace it. Go for it. Take the risk. And finally, the D in brand is decide. Make a decision today. Make a decision today. That today, your story is the most important story in the world being told today. That there is no other story in this world that is more important than your story. That each one of you has a story. Your story is your brand. Your story is everything that you've been through in your entire life. And there's value in every single second of it. If you can just see it, if you could just embrace it, set it before you today, unpack it for the rest of us, none of us will be cheated. We'll all benefit from your life and your life story. Now I got a special invitation for you. And I only have 10 hours in the next 2 weeks, so 5 hours next week and 5 hours the week after. And the invitation is that I'll coach 10 of you for an hour. We'll get on Skype or we'll get on the phone, and we'll figure out what's holding you back from using your story at the highest frequency to build the brand that you want to build and to create the lifestyle-friendly business that you want to create. So here's how we do it. To get on my calendar, if you want to spend an hour, it's absolutely free. So that's it. All you need to do is text my number 67076. And I don't know why I always look at the freaking screen when it's right here in front of me, dude. Why do I do that? 67076. Text the word Rockstar to me, and automatically you'll get a link to get on my calendar. Automatically you'll be able to sign up for a strategy session, and we'll figure out how we can go to the next level, set new standards in your life. And I want to leave you with this. Last thought. Your story is your brand. My name is Marc Feinberg. Thank you. Thank you, Rockstars.
Cheer for Marc Feinberg. Look at that, Rockstar, on time. Bam.
Let's take a selfie.
In front of the crowd?
Yeah.
Everyone get up and go nuts. Crazy, nuts. Yeah!